What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Yesterday, we talked about the Golden Globe nominations, and I gave you guys my predictions on who I think's going to win, even though, like I said, I'm not the best at making predictions. But it is fun to talk about these award ceremonies, and today we're doing the exact same thing for SAG, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. So, Austin, what the heck is SAG? So like I said, it's the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, and basically what they do every single year is they recognize outstanding performances in film and prime time television. They give out the statue known as the Actor, and basically the award ceremony, which actually takes place on TNT and TBS Sunday, January 19th, next year, 2020. And people love it for the style, the simplicity, the genuine warmth that this awards ceremony has. Debuted in 1995, and it's one of the industry's most prized honors. So today, as I did yesterday, I'm going to focus more in the movie space because I've seen more movies than I have television, but I'm still going to run over what got nominated, what exactly do I think is going to win, but not only me, because I need you guys in the comments down below. Make your predictions. What got snubbed? Which movie did not receive the accolades that it deserved? And if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out this channel, and it tells me you want more award-style videos. So let's start with the very first thing on this list. And let's start in the movie world. We'll talk about TV just a bit at the end, but as I did yesterday, I'm going to give you guys what I think will win and what I believe personally should win these awards. So for outstanding performance by a stunt ensemble in a motion picture, Avengers Endgame, I'm just happy it got him for something. Ford v. Ferrari, The Irishman, Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I notice a very obvious absence from this list, and it may only be bothering me, but where the heck is John Wick? I have never seen better stunt work in a movie than the John Wick franchise, and this third film was even more epic than the first two. Where is this movie? I mean, this is ridiculous, man. Listen, Joker, great film, but stunt work? The Irishman, I mean, some good stunts in there, the car explosions, but over John Wick? I mean, I don't know. It feels like they're just nominating the better quality films, but even then, it's like, John Wick Chapter 3 was a really high-quality movie. I don't understand why it's absent, but what I believe should win, oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go the same for both. I'm going Ford v. Ferrari for both. Should win, will win. Avengers Endgame, very close second, but very heavy CGI in that film. I think Ford v. Ferrari takes this category. I believe it should take this category, but once again, John Wick Chapter 3, I would choose that, but it's not on here. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a supporting role. We have Jamie Foxx for Just Mercy, Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What a stacked, difficult, ridiculously tough category to choose between. Have yet to see Just Mercy. I've seen all of the other movies on this list. I do want to say real quick something that I forgot to mention yesterday. I'm a bit disappointed that Shia LaBeouf is not getting recognized for both his work in Peanut Butter Falcon and Honey Boy. It really is upsetting because I thought his performances in both of those films should at least combine to give him one nomination, but he's being overlooked. And listen, I haven't seen Just Mercy. You know, I'm sure Jamie Foxx is great, but 2 times the Shia LaBeouf? Twice the Shia? I don't know, maybe it's just a minor complaint. Not everyone feels the same way, but it's a bit of a bummer. Brad Pitt, a very close second to Joe Pesci, but who I think will end up winning this is Joe Pesci. So much behind him right now. He's won multiple awards. So has Brad Pitt, but I think Joe Pesci's going to take it. Now, the only reason why I believe Joe Pesci wouldn't end up taking this is because the vote may split between he and Al Pacino. If you guys are asking me who I think should win, I'm going to say Al Pacino. I think Al Pacino completely stole this film. As soon as he comes in, man, his energy is infectious. Not that Joe Pesci's isn't, but Joe Pesci is more of a subtle and subdued character. It really all comes down to what do you see from their impact in the story. I think Al Pacino's impact was just a little bit greater, but Joe Pesci, you can't go wrong with Joe Pesci. One of the greatest of all time. So both actors from The Irishman have my vote. All right, next up, outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role. Some notable absences we'll talk about here in just a second, but Christian Bale in Ford v. Ferrari, Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Taron Egerton, Rocket Man. Okay, All right, I'm listening. Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. I'm going to say it again. Adam Driver, it's taken a lot for me not to choose him, but I have to go the same for both just because he was in every frame of the movie, almost. He carried the entire film. That's Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker, in just Joker, not the Joker. Ridiculously incredible in that film. I loved his performance. But you left out Robert De Niro, and you left out Adam Sandler. Now, less Adam Sandler because I haven't seen Uncut Gems. I'm just rooting for the guy. I've heard he was great. But Robert De Niro, man, I get it. I love Taron and Rocket Man. I love Christian Bale and Ford v. Ferrari. But, that's a tough one to leave off, man. I don't know. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo in Harriet. Interesting. Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. Lupita Nyong'o in Us. Nice to see her on there. Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger in Judy. This is a very different female leading role category than we saw yesterday. I am a bit bummed out that Awkwafina's not on there, but it's nice to see Lupita Nyong'o. She was snubbed yesterday. She's on here today, but now poor Awkwafina's snubbed, in my opinion, once again. Yeah, it's hard not to pick Renee for Judy just because everyone is backing her. And I know I picked Scarlett Johansson yesterday, but I feel like this is a different body voting. I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to say Renee Zellweger will win for Judy, but I am saying Scarlett Johansson should win for Marriage Story. Her performance, in my opinion, was stronger, but you have Renee in the biopic, and she captures the essence of Judy Garland. Everything she needed to do, she did, sure. I prefer Scarlett Johansson, but those are my choices for this category. Next up, we have Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role. Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. Nice to see her on there. Nicole Kidman for Bombshell. Jennifer Lopez, Hustlers. And Margot Robbie, Bombshell. You know, I didn't even mention it yesterday, but I really wanted to see Florence Pugh in here from Little Women. I've not seen the film yet, but I've been hearing great things. And Florence Pugh is just having a year, man. Midsommar, Fighting with My Family, now that film. But I can't really speak to Bombshell because I haven't seen Bombshell. For me, Laura Dern was fantastic, but she actually wasn't even my favorite supporting actress in that movie. Scarlett Johansson was phenomenal in Jojo Rabbit. Jennifer Lopez, it's hard to pick a winner here because I haven't seen two of the nominees, but I think Laura Dern's going to end up taking it just because she's been doing great thus far in all of the other ceremonies. So I'm going to say Laura Dern will win. Who do I think should win? Yesterday I said Jennifer Lopez from Hustlers, but Scarlett Johansson was not nominated. Scarlett Johansson was nominated in this category. I'm going to say she should win because her performance in Jojo Rabbit is utterly fantastic, and I've picked her twice today. Interesting. The final award, the final film award that we're going to focus on today is Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. Now, this is interesting. This is basically the Best Picture award for the Screen Actors Guild. And I am so surprised to see Bombshell on there because I have been seeing very divisive opinions on that movie, and it has a lower Rotten Tomatoes score than, really significantly lower than any of the other movies on this list. The Irishman, as we expected. Jojo Rabbit, so nice to see Jojo Rabbit. I'm so glad it got in there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then here's the surprise for me, but it's the nice surprise. It's Parasite. I thought the cast in Parasite was absolutely brilliant. It is basically a Best Picture award, in my opinion, not everyone's opinion, but oh man, does it deserve it. Oh man, is this movie not incredible. So if I'm going what I believe should win, it's Parasite, but you have all of these notable names in these other films, so I don't think Parasite will end up taking it. It's really hard not to go with JoJo or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I think it's going to end up going to The Irishman. To The Irishman, because I think Scorsese, the name, the notoriety, you could say the same thing about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but for some reason I just have intuition that it's going to be The Irishman, but Parasite is my choice because Parasite is freaking fantastic. Before we go, I do want to talk about TV just a little bit. I'm not going to go should win, will win. I'm just going to tell you guys what I think may win. I don't know how to phrase this. Outstanding performance by a stunt ensemble in a comedy or drama series. So the nominations are Game of Thrones, Glow, Stranger Things Season 3, The Walking Dead, and Watchmen. Like I said, I'm not going to hit on TV too much. If I had to choose one of these, we're talking stunts. We're not talking which one was my favorite. So I would go Game of Thrones just because what they did, the scale of that season was ridiculous. but I'm not completely confident in that decision. The next television award is Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Television Movie or Limited Series. The nominees are Mahershala Ali, yes, for True Detective, Russell Crowe in The Loudest Voice, Jared Harris for Chernobyl, Jarrell Jerome for When They See Us, and Sam Rockwell and Fosse Verdon. I've heard great things about Sam Rockwell and Fosse Verdon. I loved Mahershala Ali in True Detective, but I would actually go Jared Harris because he was the reason why Chernobyl was what it was for me. Same thing in the female category. That is Patricia Arquette for The Act, Toni Collette for Unbelievable, Joey King in The Act. I've heard great things about her. Emily Watson, who was wonderful in Chernobyl. Michelle Williams, who I have a feeling may end up pulling this, but once again, since I'm less confident in television, I'm actually going to go... Toni Collette is close, but I'm going to go Emily Watson for Chernobyl because clearly I love that show. Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Comedy Series. We have Alan Arkin in The Kaminsky Method, Michael Douglas in The Kaminsky Method, Bill Hader in Barry, Andrew Scott in Fleabag, Tony Shalhoub in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It is so hard not to go with Tony Shalhoub. I'm going to go with Bill Hader, though, because I finally watched this season of Barry, and oh, man, am I going with Bill Hader. Oh, man, he was so... I sound like Morty from Rick and Morty. Oh, man! Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Comedy Series. Christina Applegate, Dead to Me. That's a nice surprise. Alex Borstein in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Rachel Brosnahan in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag. Who I think should win... Rachel Brosnahan, I know I'm doing this again, but I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to get it because I've heard nonstop critical appraisal for her performance. I mean, everyone has talked about how good she is in that show. It is a show I need to see because it's not one that I've been able to watch thus far. Next up is Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Comedy Series. We have Barry, Fleabag, Kaminsky Method, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Schitt's Creek. You know, didn't see Fleabag, saw Barry. I would choose Barry. I think it's going to go to Fleabag. I really do. Everything I've heard about Fleabag is just fantastic. So once again, I'm going with that. Next up, Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Drama Series. Sterling K. Brown, This Is Us. Steve Carell, The Morning Show, Apple Plus. Okay. Billy Crudup, The Morning Show. Peter Dinklage, Game of Thrones, and I love seeing David Harbour in there for Stranger Things. Man, it's hard not to choose Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us. I think they're going to give it to Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones. I really do. Even though I'm surprised Kit Harington didn't get in there because he got in there yesterday, but I'm going Peter Dinklage just because it's the final season, and his performance really was fantastic. Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Drama Series. Jennifer Aniston, The Morning Show. Helena Bonham Carter, The Crown. Olivia Colman, The Crown. Jodie Comer, Killing Eve. And Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale. I've heard Olivia Colman is phenomenal in The Crown. That's who I'm giving it to. I haven't seen this season of The Crown. I'm really slacking on my television. Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Drama Series. Big Little Lies, The Crown, Game of Thrones, okay, The Handmaid's Tale, Stranger Things. If it was a personal vote, I'd give it to Stranger Things. It's the final season. I don't know if they're going to do it, but you know what? Going with The Crown. That's my choice. Took a hiatus, came back, apparently was awesome. There you go. So that's it, guys. My predictions for the nominations of the Screen Actors Guild Awards. I know it's a random awards ceremony, but it means a lot, and it's one that I tend to pay attention to every single year. So you know what? I wanted to make a video. I made a video. Let's see how many I get wrong. Probably all of them. Regardless, I need your comments down below. Are you happy with this award ceremony? Are you surprised to see, say, Bombshell get in there, or some of the nominees for supporting actor, actresses? Thank you guys for watching this video. Another special video on its way today. We're talking more movies of the decade, this time animated films. That's probably coming out later on today. I'll let you guys know for sure. You're the best. Thanks for watching, and definitely let me know if you want to see me talk about the winners of the Screen Actors Guild Awards when we get them in January. I'll see you guys soon.